If your employer manages to prove that there was a fair reason for dismissal, they must also go on to prove that it was fair to dismiss for that reason. This is called the Statutory Test for Fairness and is in Section 98(4, Employment Rights Act 1996. It is also called the Band of Reasonable Responses Test. The Employment Tribunal will conduct an investigation into the facts of your case to determine whether or not the dismissal was fair or unfair. Section 98(4 operates in 3 stages. First, your employer must show why you were dismissed. Second, your employer must show that this reason falls into one of the permitted categories of reasons. Thirdly, the Employment Tribunal judge will look at all the evidence, including everything that you have supplied, and ask whether your employer acted reasonably in treating it as a reason to dismiss. The question of what is reasonable is different for each of the permitted reasons for dismissal. In the famous case of Polke, the House of Lords said that the procedure used in the dismissal is just as important as the substance of the dismissal. This is called procedural fairness. The court laid out the procedural steps which will be necessary in the great majority of cases if an employer is to be considered to have acted reasonably. The ACAS code sets out the minimum procedural steps that must be taken. So, you will see here that unfair dismissal is just like a mathematical equation. For a dismissal to be fair, it must have substantive justification as well as procedural fairness. If either one is missing, then a dismissal will be unfair. To win your case, you must prove to the Employment Tribunal that either substantive justification or procedural fairness, or even both, are not present. Section 98(3)(a) of the Employment Rights Act 1996 says that an employee can be dismissed for lack of capability. Capability is assessed by reference to an employee's skill, aptitude, health, or any other physical or mental quality. The principle about what consists a fair dismissal for capability have been laid out in the cases that have come before the courts. Generally, no one should be dismissed for a single act of incompetence. The Employment Tribunal will consider whether the employer genuinely believed that the employee was incompetent or lacked the aptitude for the job, and whether the employer had reasonable grounds for that belief. So the employer must produce adequate evidence that there was performance management which was not successful, and show that they used either the minimum procedure in the ACAS code or the workplace policy. Illness comes under capability and has different rules. If you are disabled, your employer must take reasonable adjustments to help you do your job, so that you are not disadvantaged in comparison to your non-disabled colleagues. You can find out more on our website www.employeerescue.co.uk. Email us at wehelp@employeerescue.co.uk or give us a call on 0333 444 0764.